everybody, and thank you very much for your time today. And today I'm coming to you from Walterboro, South Carolina. Yes. Alright guys, I am coming to you from a water tower. Well, that's actually the water tower over on the other side of Walterboro. And Walterboro is a very cool, old, unfortunately a little bit run down, but an amazing historical town just off of Route 95 here in South Carolina. And guys, if you ever get a chance to stop in Walterboro, I suggest you do. A lot of cool little shops, antique shops. It is definitely a great place. Now, this location that we are looking at today is a little bit of a mystery. Now, I have done some research online and also want to give a shout out to the Facebook group, of Retail Dead or Alive, and Bob Connors specifically. He was helpful in letting me know that this location was possibly an Edwards 5 and dime back in the day. And Edwards was a very famous 5 and dime here in South Carolina. They also had a location or two in Georgia from a little bit of research. Now, what was really great about them is that they were in, I believe, the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they grew to about 40 or 35 or 40 stores throughout South Carolina in towns like Sumter, obviously Walterboro, Somerville, Charleston. They had a downtown flagship store. So it was a 5 and dime that I was really unaware of. Now, supposedly this started as an Edwards. Then at some point, and I may be wrong on that, by the way, so please let me know. Then it became a Piggly Wiggly at some point. Then it also became a Maxway at some point. So Maxway, for those of you that don't know, is another company that is similar to Rose's. So it's actually under the Rose's banner. So I've never been to a Maxway, and I've only been to a Rose's once or twice. So please let me know what Maxway is all about. There's actually one here in North Charleston near where I live. And I'm going to get a chance to stop in one day and check it out. I assume it's very similar to Rose's, just maybe a little bit scaled down, and or it's like Ollie's. Now, as we come back on this location here, what I gotta say, it has a really cool old school arch facade. So I'm not sure if what we're looking at here with the glass runway in the beginning of the store, if that was actually there when this store was built. I don't think it was. If you look up here as I'm pointing the camera, it looks like maybe the facade had the arches and there was not this glassed in area. So this, at first I'm like, oh, maybe it was possibly a Kmart, but I'm like, no, this was way too small to be a Kmart. I had some folks say it was a Walmart. No, it definitely was not a Walmart. Walmart was not in this market, especially Walterboro. And Walmart, I don't think had stores this small unless it was in the very early days of Walmart. So again, it was really great to find out that, hey, listen, this property probably has a lot more history than I am just noticing here as possibly Piggly Wiggly, because when I did walk up on it, I was like, yeah, it definitely has that Piggly Wiggly vibe. Now, as you see, we have some vandals that have gone ahead and cracked out the glass and have literally pried away at the lock, which really sucks. I hate to see that. And, you know, for everybody out there, obviously, that watches my videos, we're not big fans of that stuff. As we look around a little bit more, we're going to go around the entire back of the building. We see a little mini handrail there. I'm not sure who that was going to be able to work for. I assume maybe it was used for a skate rail. Maybe they chopped off the upper half of it. As we walk around the rest of the building here, you'll see that nice old red-orange brick structure. The inside did not seem to be wet, which was really great, so hopefully the roof is in great condition. This property, I believe, is for sale, and I believe it's in the ballpark of $500,000, which actually in any other major market is an absolutely great price. Unfortunately, Walterboro does not have a lot of economic boom at the moment, but I really do have faith that Walterboro is on the rebound. There are a lot of Northerners, as I've said in other videos, that are moving down here to these smaller towns in South Carolina where there is opportunity. Now, as we walk through the alleyway, this is actually the back off to the left side of a lot of stores that are on the main street that are here in Walterboro, and or that is here in Walterboro. And those shops, there's little tiny shops, antique shops, stuff like that. And you see the old Master Charge logo, so I guess this was a back entrance to the store, or maybe it was a store in the front and a store in the back, but I'm not really too sure on a store in the back because, again, this is really more of an alleyway. As we start to look up there, you see that this actually was 2 stories in the rear of the building, so I have to think that there was probably some type of storage for inventory, and we're going to see one of the steel stairways heading up on the side of the building. Now, that doorway up there, you can see folks had tried to break in. I don't know why people try to do this stuff. It was pried open, but then there were a few pieces of slotted angle iron that were across there and welded. So the property seems to be pretty secure at this point. And also another thing that I will add, this was actually right before the current status that we see right now. This was also known as an expo center. So I guess maybe it was kind of like a little bit of a flea market, or maybe they were doing some type of little convention shows here, maybe for local groups or stuff like that. I can't imagine anything that big in here. But certainly maybe there was something pretty cool going on. And then behind me is going to be Low Country Lanes, as we saw in the beginning of the video. So that bowling alley actually is active, and it gets pretty busy in the evenings. I've actually driven past here some evenings when I'm going back home to Charleston, and I go through Walterboro. So there you see the front facade is rotted away a little bit and starting to get pretty nasty. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to be able to be saved. So guys, I thank you very much for your time. If you are from Walterboro or you know some of the history of this store, please let me know. I am definitely fascinated, and I want to thank you very much for coming on this little adventure with me. We actually have another store or two that I'm going to show you from Walterboro in some upcoming videos. But again, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.